Hey guys! So I don't talk about every single concert I go to, but on Friday I went to All Time Low's A Love Like tour, and it was awesome. Everything went as planned. I just want to talk about it because it was so much fun. So I just went to the show on my own because my friends are lame. No, but I don't know, a few of my friends are out of town. One of my friends wanted to go, but she can't go out on Fridays because of her religion, and the rest of them are just lame. But I had an awesome time, and I didn't have to worry about anyone. I just did my own thing, and I met so many awesome people, and it was probably the best day of this year so far. So I got there super early. I was 13th in line, and the show was sold out. When we were waiting in line, there was this guy there, and he had a cymbal on the ground, a drum, and then like a bucket, and he was like just playing some song for money or whatever. I was just kind of like zoning out and just like watching him play the song, and the girl next to me was like, I think he's playing the same song over and over, and like I realized it was like, I don't even know how long it was, like an hour, and he was just playing the same thing over and over, and we just started like memorizing what he was playing, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's starting again. Like it was the same song, like it was only like 3 minutes long, and he played it over and over and over and over. So after that, I noticed that a few people were standing at the side of the building where the tour buses were, so I was like, hey, can you guys hold my spot? And the people behind me were cool, so they held my spot, and I went and I made some friends with some other people over there. We were just trying to see if we could meet any of the bands before the show. By the way, if you didn't know, which if you are going to the tour, you probably know who's touring on a Love Like tour, but it was Men, Overboard, and Handguns that were touring with All Time Low. So we saw Men, Overboard, and Handguns both walking to the venue. We didn't really think we were going to meet anyone before the show, but we were just hanging out there. And we saw Zach from All Time Low walk by, and I said hi to him, but I didn't get a picture. He was busy doing stuff. And then we saw Ryan like walk down the street, and we were like, I wonder if he went to that Starbucks that's like 2 blocks down. I was like, okay, you guys want to go to Starbucks and then accidentally run into Ryan? We actually did see him when he was walking out, but he was like, seemed busy too, so we just said hi. I don't know, I don't like being annoying. Then we went back to the tour buses, and I walked back to the front of the building for something. And when I walked back over, this one girl was like, I hate you so much right now, and she was yelling at her mom, and I was like, what happened? Apparently she and her mom were like walking down the street, and they saw Jack and Ryan. The mom was like, oh, let's go say hi, and she like ran and chased them down the street, and her daughter was like, I'm not gonna run after them, and the mom ended up getting like an amazing picture with them. And then we saw Ryan walk by again, and that lady, she ran across the street. We wanted to meet Ryan, but we didn't want to bother him because he was like walking with his parents. But she ran across the street and she got a picture with him too. The girl was just like screaming, she's like, Mom, get back over here! Then we saw Alex, and Alex was looking like let me think, like a detective or something. I don't know, he was looking like really mysterious, and we saw him like walking down the street. All the people that I talked to that saw Alex before the show were like, what was up with Alex? Like, what was he wearing? Like, I think he might have been like in disguise, but it was kind of making him stand out more. Like, he had the hat and the black sunglasses and the jacket. He looked extra famous. As he was walking by, he was like, I can't take pictures right now, sorry. But he gave everybody hugs, and then the mom ended up getting a picture with him too. So she got pictures with all 4 members of All Time Low, like within 30 minutes. Her daughter was so mad at her. I'd be mad if my mom met all of All Time Low before me too. We were walking to Starbucks again, and we saw Alex walking back down the street. And so as he was walking by, I was like, hi Alex, and he was like, hi. And I was like, do you mind if I take a picture with you? And he was like, I'm sorry, I can't stop walking right now or everybody's gonna crowd around. And he's like, I'm really sorry. And I was like, it's okay. And I was like, no, because he was like the only member of All Time Low that I haven't gotten a picture with. But it makes sense because like half a block behind me was the venue with all the fans and stuff. So if they saw him taking a picture with me, I know people would start running over. Alright, so let's get to the actual concert. It was a very awesome show. The crowd wasn't too insane. Like usually during concerts there's a point where I'm like, I don't know if I could survive anymore. Like I think I might pass out or break like all my bones, but I was alright. It was not too insane, not too many crazy fangirls pushing you and freaking out too much. Well, actually, the first band that played was Handguns, and there was one fan that was really crazy. Like, she came out of nowhere. She was like pushed through a bunch of people, and she was like next to me. She was like, yeah, 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 Handguns, you guys are awesome. And I was like, okay. There was like some girl in front of me. She grabbed her and like pulled her behind her, and then she was like right in front of this girl. I looked at the girl next to me that she like yanked to stand in front of. We just like looked at each other like, oh my god. Like, she wasn't even mad. She was like, what's happening? Like, she just like pulled her like she was like nothing, and like stood in front of me. She's just like, yeah, my favorite band. And at first I was like, oh, that's kind of rude that she's like throwing people like all over the place like that. Like, I don't know. But she seemed nice after she said to the girl, do you want your spot back? She's like, I just wanted to get to the front for my favorite band. So, I don't know. But yeah, Handguns was really great live. And then I saw Man Overboard. I'd never seen Handguns or Man Overboard live. Man Overboard was a lot of fun. I wasn't planning on filming anything until All Time Low came on, because, I mean, Handguns and Man Overboard are good, but I'm not like a big fan of them like I am with All Time Low. So I wanted to save room on my camera and my phone to record. So I didn't film anything from Handguns, but Man Overboard, I was just like, there were a few songs that I really liked, and I was like, I'm gonna record this. So here are some clips of Man Overboard. By the way, when I got home, I looked at the videos on my phone and nothing filmed with audio, and I was so mad because obviously All Time Low was up next, and like, my phone camera films a lot clearer than my camera. So I was like, okay, I'm going to film the acoustic part where Alex sings Remembering Sunday and Therapy. It was going to be great and super clear, and it sounded beautiful. And then when I got home, I was like, yeah, I'm going to listen to this again. It's going to be great. And no audio at all. It's still not recording any audio. I don't know what's up with that. But I did get a lot of video on my camera. So that's still good. Last time I went to a concert, my phone wasn't very trustworthy. So I'm just going to try and avoid filming on my phone at concerts from now on. But anyway, here are some clips from All Time Low. They were perfect, of course. This was my 5th time seeing them.
And that's all that counts, really. When it comes to
All Time Low has so much energy, such great stage presence. Alex had those American flag pants and he was doing the leg thing that, you know, all you Tumblr people love. But yeah, it was such a good show and it was the first date of their American tour. During their set they also did partial covers of Limp Bizkit and Green Day.
Fuck it. Hang on, let me think. It's just one of those days when you don't want to wake up. Everybody sucks. You don't really know why, but you want to play it up. No, seriously, you don't play. You don't want to play? What? I was just trying to do it in the same key, guys. I know it's slower than that. I was just doing it in the same key, though. Huh?
So if you've ever been to an All Time Low concert, you know that's not only a concert that you're going to, but it's stand-up comedy, and the talking in between is almost just as entertaining as the songs they're playing, because they were just the most hilarious people ever.
How many of you guys have our new record, Don't Panic? Why? The question is, why not? Who here doesn't have our new record, Don't Panic?
Be ashamed!
Okay, now I have a bone to pick. Why? Seriously, why not? Why don't you have it?
Alex.
You know how the internet works, right? You can have that shit for free if you want.
Alex. That guy looks like he only has Put Up or Shut Up. I'm just,
What does that mean?
I'm just kidding.
You're profiling.
I'm sorry.
You're profiling. Why would you say that?
Because he raised his hand for not having that pen.
He's like, fuck you, I have every record. You're a profiler.
Touche, bearded man. Touche. I'm gonna buy you a beer.
I'm gonna buy you a beer.
And I'm gonna give you a lap dance. I'm not gonna buy you one, I'm gonna give you one.
This just fell out of that guy's beard. Seriously though, who brings a fucking compact disc to a show? Honestly.
I brought the vinyl.
Just in case I get bored, I'll put it in my Discman. Fucking, you fuckers, don't steal his CD, I was getting it back. Everyone's like, oh cool! And that is why stealing music happens on the internet, because everyone just thinks they can fucking take.
Earlier when I was standing in line, I saw this guy in a big purple Teletubby costume, and I thought it was kind of funny, but I was like, whatever, it's not a big deal. Sometimes people wear costumes at concerts for some reason. At one point, Jack comes out and he's wearing this purple Teletubby hat. I guess the fan ended up giving it to him.
I always saw you more as the green guy.
Thank you.
I don't know why.
Thank you.
I don't remember their
I always
names.
saw you as the son, the baby son.
That's me. That's me. It's the battling baby son. What a fucking weird show that was, by the way, guys. Most of you are probably like too old for that show. I remember being like, tell me if you guys did this, be honest. I'm gonna ramble for a minute.
Gross.
I used to like play hooky from school, and it was that wasn't what I wanted to cheer for. Hang tight. Stay tuned for more. It was before my family had cable, and so we had like the 4 or 5 channels.
What a
and
loser.
One of those was shut the fuck up. One of those was always PBS, right? And so I remember being like way too fucking old to be watching Sesame Street and like Arthur and shit. But it was the only thing that was on that wasn't like Ricky Lake. And so your mom would come up and check on you, and you would change the channel because you were watching fucking Teletubbies or some shit, and you're like a 10-year-old kid, like, I'm too old for this! No, that's just me. Is that just me? God damn it.
And then a few minutes later, he came out and he had the whole costume on and he stayed like that for a whole song.
And the other two, Jesus. Every time I look at you, you've changed into something worse. This is terrible.
So even though I couldn't get the acoustic part of the show, it might have been a good thing because the guy behind me, oh my god, his singing was like driving me insane. Like, I mean, everybody was singing and I'm sure not everyone in the crowd sounds good. Well, obviously not. But the concert's usually really loud so you don't hear everyone too clearly. But during the acoustic part, it's quieter. And when Alex was singing Therapy, there was this guy like right here in my ear and he was singing like way off tune and like with a weird voice, and I was like, he was singing like, but I was carried away, give me therapy, and I was like, please stop. Like, I'm trying to listen to this beautiful voice coming from the stage and this guy's in my ears like making me deaf with his awfulness. And I want to just be like, oh my god, shut up, but He was just having a good time. He didn't do it during the whole song, luckily. He only did it like during part of the verses, So that's basically what happened during All Time Low's set. They had 24 songs, and they all sounded amazing, of course. And at the end, Alex and Jack went into the crowd. Jack was on this side, and Alex was on this side. Jack was pretty close, and I got to like grab his hand at one point when he was reaching out into the audience. That was their show. It was fantastic, and I wish I could go back. So after the show, I saw some people. There were like 4 different people that I'd met before at other shows, so I talked to them a bit. And then I met 3/4 of Handguns. I met CJ, Kyle, and Brandon. Brandon was my favorite. I talked to him the most. He was super nice. And then after that, we went to the side of the building, back to where the tour buses were. And there were so many fans out there trying to meet All Time Low. There was like a gate, a low gate. It was like up to here. And there were like, I don't know, like 60 fans there, just like all lined around the gate. So I was at a gate like over here, and then there was like another gate like over here. Then the back door was like right here. Hopefully you get what I'm trying to say. And so anyway, so we were waiting outside for bands to come out. It started raining while we were waiting for All Time Low to come outside, but everyone was dedicated, and we were just like, I don't care if it's raining. It wasn't raining too hard. We were just like, I need to meet All Time Low. Then Handguns walked out, and Brandon waved hi to me again as he was walking past the crowd. So I was like, yeah. He was really cool. He was my favorite member of Handguns now. Alex and Jack walk out, and they start signing autographs and taking pictures, and I was like, yes. I've met the whole band before, but I wanted to meet Alex and Jack particularly that day because, like I said, Alex is the only one that I hadn't gotten a picture with, and I had a drawing to give to Jack. Like, I was trying to draw all the members of All Time Low, but they weren't coming out as planned, but I like the one that I drew of Jack. So I wanted to give him that drawing, and I wrote a letter on the back to all of the band. So they were signing, and they went back inside, and I was like, no, come back. I never waited outside after a show, and people were like screaming at the band members. Like, I don't know, I guess there haven't been that many people actually before when I've waited for bands. Then Zach and Ryan walked out, and like I've said before, Ryan is literally always smiling. Like, even when I saw him earlier in the day, he was just like walking around smiling all the time. Everything's good when you're Ryan Dawson. But Zach seemed a little bit like flustered by all the screaming people. Like, they were screaming, and he was just like cringing. So Zach and Ryan went into the tour bus, and I was like, hopefully I can still meet Alex and Jack because they already went and signed for fans, so I don't know if they're just going to leave now. But I waited, and it wasn't even that long of a wait, but most people left, and there were about 25 of us left when Alex walked out, and I finally got my picture with him, and I was so happy. He's super nice. I got another hug, and I told him that the show was awesome and stuff, and yeah, he's like my second favorite person ever. So happy. Now I have pictures with everyone from All Time Low. And now my phone background is me and Alex. I don't even know if you can see it. And then people were leaving. Alex went to the tour bus, and for some reason we weren't completely sure if Jack was in the tour bus already or if he was still in the venue. But we're like, I guess we'll just wait a little while longer. And the people that I was hanging out with before the show, when we were waiting for bands, they were outside waiting too. And then when there were about 5 of us left, Jack walked out. I got a picture with Jack, and I was like, hey Jack, I got something for you. And so it was folded up because I had it in the envelope that I got my ticket in, just to keep it like from getting messed up at the concert. I was like, yeah, I have something for you. And he's like, oh yeah? I was like, yeah, I have a letter for you, and there's a drawing in the inside. And he was like, oh, cool, thanks. And he was sticking it in his pocket, and I was like, actually, can you open it now? And he was like, oh yeah. So he opens it up, and he was like, oh cool, this is really awesome. Then I took a picture with him with the drawing, just as proof, I guess, that he got my drawing, and just to look back and be like, yes, gave him that drawing. I don't know. And I got 2 more pictures with Jack, so that's always cool. I think I might need a new smile for my pictures when I meet bands. I feel like I always have the same face in all my pictures. I mean, I guess I'm not really thinking about how I'm smiling. I'm just like, I'm excited, smile. But yeah, whatever. So that was a concert. It was very awesome. I had so much fun. Everything went as planned. I'm so glad that I finally got my picture with Alex and that I was able to give my drawing to Jack and he liked it, and I even got to say hi to Zach and Ryan. And also I usually get like a really bad headache after concerts, but I felt good. So it was just a great time making this video so I never forget what happens. If any of you guys are going to see All Time Low or Man Overboard or Handguns at a Love Like tour, I hope you guys have a lot of fun. They all sound fantastic live. And that's about it. See you guys later. Bye. And then we saw Zach from All Time Low. And apparently Jack and Ryan walked by. And I saw Zach and Ryan. And I saw Jack and Ryan, but I was carried away. Give me this.